Yeah, but men are choosing themselves, ladies. They want peace above all things. Number one survey said men want peace. You see them clapping? Clap if you want peace, fellas. Yeah. Look around the room, because that is gay ass.
How she act when she see her daddy? Girl, you love your ugly daddy.
Hey, mama.
Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
I'm gonna get ready to go.
Okay.
Who is Brittany?
Huh?
Who is calling your phone? Who is Brittany?
I don't know no Brittany.
She's calling your phone. Who is that?
I don't know no Brittany.
This is a message to either encourage or discourage the men that slide in my DM. This is what I wanted for lunch today. This is what my lunch looks like. I'm at Erewhon. $29, $21, $13 plus a $3 bottle CRV, $18 plus a $3 bottle CRV, $80.31. So before you think about sliding in my DM with your $20 off, I don't even know what I'm going to do with $20. I can't even get the drink I like with $20.
Look at this. Women in America. It is, okay, clearly these are not from rich women. These are from women that make under $500,000 a year, under $100,000 a year, that is coming up with $2,500 for a meet and greet, for entertainment and experience. We shouldn't have women crying and complaining and saying life is hard in America. We shouldn't have women crying saying they ain't got pads, babysitters, none of that.
Don't let your boyfriend or your baby daddy or your husband stop you from finding your husband. How'd y'all meet? At my baby daddy house. I done been the side bitch, the girlfriend, the fiance, and now I'm about to be the wife. So I finally get to let myself be loved and just take a, exhale.
There's no denying the power of the simp lord, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds. His sound ruled the late 80s into the 90s. He knew how to put chords together in a way that made them memorable. And one of the things that he did best was give us nostalgia, a feeling of something beautiful in his songs, a love for a girlfriend, or in this case, your mother. Something I think about quite often these days is, what kind of songs would young boys write about their mothers? And would they sound anything like the songs that we grew up hearing about ours?
There are not as many handsome men as there are beautiful women. That's why when we talk about them, we don't go like, girl, I just met this guy, like, he's so hot. We don't even say that. And as soon as your friend's like, oh, let me see a picture, and you're like, well, let me find a good picture of him. Like, that man's not hot, babe.
Women being beautiful creatures is why, especially men, feel like they have some kind of credence over telling you
what you're supposed to look like.
Right.
One of the things I find fascinating in this modern day environment is I wonder if these young ladies can actually hear themselves talking. If you're a young guy and you run across one of these types of young ladies, like a Joy Taylor, what kind of love song would you write about her? Would you even think of love when you meet her at all? Or would you just think of just pure, raw physical attraction, and then after that it's done and it's over with? If that element of romantic attraction or softness, or that woman making your life a little bit easier, or just adding a level of comfort to your life isn't there, then you're not even thinking about love when you're interacting with this young lady. I don't know if young ladies have really understood that this kind of presentation of femininity, if you want to call it that, is going to make men change behavior. But I do honestly believe in 5, 10, 15 years, young ladies are going to look back and say, whatever guys had for us, it's completely shut off, if not already. Because I don't know what kind of song you'd write for a woman like this. It certainly wouldn't be a song that sounded like Boyz II Men singing to their mothers.
Mama, you're the queen of my heart.
Okay, so if somebody was to take you on a date, not there, but just anywhere, what you think should be the minimum and the maximum amount they should be spending?
$250.
$250?
Yeah.
That ain't bad. On the first date?
On the first date, $250.
So what about after they get to know you for a little minute? Then how much they should be spending?
After you get to know me, we need to be going on vacation.
Okay.
We need to be going on vacation. But if we did go on a second date, and the first date went well, go somewhere nicer, maybe like 400, 500, something.
I just want you to know.
Like that. Minimum, I say like, maybe like 100.
Okay.
Max like 400, 500. It depends what we do though.
That ain't bad. You cool.
I don't expect much for a
look
first
like
date.
You finna
though.
say something crazy. He gotta spend $1,000.
Last week, a couple of married content creators was like, fellas, the women gonna be asking y'all about Meg Thee Stallion on these dates. The thing is, it's not about Meg Thee Stallion. It's not about celebrities. It's about, are you a red pill piece of shit? Are you vile? Are you misogynistic? That is what we're trying to get the feel for. It's no different than women asking, what podcast do you listen to? Are you into Kevin Samuels? You like Fresh and Fit? Like, we're trying to get a litmus test on who we're dealing with. Men got in the comments and was like, I'm gonna lie. They literally got in the comments and admitted that they intend to lie to women because they know that their behavior is vile. They know that they're misogynistic, and they also know that women won't entertain them or sleep with them if women knew how they truly felt.
I know this young lady really wants to believe that young ladies will use scrutiny by asking, how do you feel about Meg and Clay, to weed out the guys that have these quote unquote terrible personalities. But what we understand is if the young lady likes what she sees and likes the way that he makes her feel, she's not going to care about any of that. But moreover, the truth about the way to look at that situation is seeping out more and more, which is a little inkling of hope for some guys, if you want to put it that way.
At the end of the day, I don't know what Megan thought that she was finna have going on with her life after she did that shit to Tory.
Oh, phone them.
So I don't know.
Hello.
First of all, this man is sitting in jail for some shit she know he didn't do.
She know he didn't do
But
that.
he know he didn't do it either.
It doesn't matter. We talking about her right now.
But why he didn't say he didn't do it?
Because he was trying to say this bitch.
He should
that,
have
that got mother wounds that don't sit and told him her stories and her pains and her motherfucking.
See what being a real nigga get you.
What I'm saying?
Huh?
That's why he
See
did.
what being a real
then
nigga
when
get
he
you.
came along, she should have respected him for doing that shit and said,
Yep.
"No, this not what the fuck happened." But she wanted to say her ass.
She let him go down for it.
So she let him go. So when he said, "Hey, hold on, this bitch just stand up for me like I just stood for her. I ain't do this shit." It's
too late.
It was too late, and she could have still came and corrected that shit, and this bitch chose not to.
Come on, man.
So at the end of the day, I don't know what she think gonna happen with
Ain't
her,
no-
and ain't nothing
Until you
finna come
do right
good.
by me,
Until
what I'm saying on Code of Purpose.
Hey man, this shit
Until you
ain't-
do right by me, bro.
And that ain't even her. It ain't even just a her thing. This is a people thing.
Yep.
People finna start getting this shit that they goddamn been throwing out this month.
That should be spent.
You could spend $20 and I'd be good. Okay. Max, I would let probably anyone spend over $150 on the first date.
I think it really depends. You could really do a lot with $50 and you could do also very little with $150. You get what I mean? I think it's all about the intention and the attention you're giving to the woman. You could do an amazing bomb date for $50 at the park, get yourself some Publix sub sandwich, but if you let that girl feel every little detail is intentional, it'll feel like a $300 date. You feel? You get what I mean?
Okay.
There's a certain truth that these kinds of street interviews give to guys that are trying to date in this modern dating market. Many men understand that there is an admission price to get to even know certain young ladies, and young ladies are putting that admission price at $150, $200, $250, $300 for a first date. And so there's nothing really romantic about that. And then when you see other young ladies essentially say, if you put some thought into the date, I would really appreciate it. Who do you think the next generation of love songs are going to be written about?
Loving you is like food to my soul.
I hope my mama see this shit. If my mama see this shit, hey ma, why the fuck you don't love me? Like in all honesty, dead ass question. Why the fuck you treat me worse than the rest of my siblings? Is it because we got different dads? Because my older sister got a different dad too, but you treat her better than me. Because I'm over here thinking that a bitch would love me, even though my own mom don't love me. I hope my mama see this, because I know she gave up social media for Lent. But I hope she sees this shit. Where to my mother? This is a genuine question. Why the fuck you don't love me? Because then you got me over here thinking that if my mom don't love me, maybe a woman would. No, they're the same. I forgot y'all both women. Because then you got me over here thinking that if my mom don't love me, maybe a woman would. No, they're the same. I forgot y'all both women. I ain't jacking that love shit no more, bro. And for the niggas who do got love, y'all lucky as fuck. But keep your eye out, because bitches like to play. Bitches like to play a lot. What am I dead? I ain't jacking that love shit no more, nigga.
I'm sure if you look far enough, there will be some young lady that will see this and judge this as toxic masculinity. Of course, this toxic masculinity, if you want to call it that, is a direct result of what he grew up dealing with his mother. And no one's really addressing the fact that there are maybe 2 or 3 generations of young boys that are looking at their mothers and not seeing any of those principles that would have made them write a song like A Song for Mama by Boyz II Men. It's a lot of young ladies saying that there's this kind of terrible energy coming out of the space, if you will, but what is the cause of that energy? Because if things are directly better compared to what they were 30 or 40 years ago, then we wouldn't have had young men writing Boyz II Men songs like Babyface wrote. You would have young men that would be crying and breaking down like this young man, but we didn't. We had men that saw their mothers in a light that no matter what difficulty my mother went through, she saw a safe space for me, and she saw it fit to make sure that she poured energy, light into me as her son, and I love her for that. What happens to a family unit, to a society even, when young boys are looking at their mothers and not seeing any redeeming qualities that they want to protect or just love on? And I'm not saying that there's a large number of young men, but there are a growing number of them that are looking at their mother and saying, where was the love? If my mother can't love me, then maybe I can't ever experience love, because these young ladies want money. And as for the young ladies that are seeing the big picture, they at least are trying to understand that it takes certain amounts of effort to get $100, $200, $300 in your pocket. For a guy to spend that on me is something that I should cherish and not demand, because otherwise he can go about his own way and deal with his life and keep his money. So it is encouraging to see some young ladies with that attitude, but all things considered, are there going to be any more songs for Mama? If Mama is not loving her sons, and for the men that are going to make her a mama, they're not even seeing the romantic element of that. They're just seeing an admission fee. Because if that's the case, we may have seen the end of love songs for loving on our mothers. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Catch you next video. Take care, guys.